Reviews Podcast, episode 40. Your boy Cito. Cash Flow in the building. Cash Flow, before we start, let me ask you something, man. Dead or alive, two artists. Who are you picking?
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive, two artists. First two artists that come to your mind.
Michael Jackson, Kendrick.
Jeez!
Yeah.
Haven't heard that before. I got a little trivia for you.
Okay.
Who was the latest Toronto artist to get engaged?
Myself.
Ski! Yo, man. Congrats, bro.
Thank you, man.
Congrats,
appreciate
bro.
it.
Let's go! Cash Flow, artist, singer, songwriter, producer, discovered his voice as an artist in 2018. His music, whose theme reflects on broad topics of love, social media, society, and mental health, found a natural home in a blend of pop and hip hop. Listen, man, I'm so grateful to have you. I know it's been a little bit of a journey to get you on the show.
It has.
You've been busy writing your own music, potentially writing for others. I'm stuck here in the studio. Shout out to 5 Piece, man. Thank you very, very much for having us here in your beautiful, beautiful studio here. But I know that you're cooking up, man. You're an artist that's constantly cooking up, constantly dropping music. You know, for anyone out here right now that doesn't know anything about Cash Flow, tell us a little bit about your upbringings and, you know, how did music, you know, transition in your life? As who you are today, yeah. Tell us a little bit about your upcomings.
So, kind of a long story, but I'll condense it, really. I was born in Europe, right? So I grew up in Switzerland, and over there, the music scene, there was things going on, but most people in Europe kind of look up to America and what people are doing over in the US. So I grew up really loving hip-hop music, and my mom was actually a dance teacher. And at the time, I was maybe 7 or 8 years old, and I started helping her doing her medleys for her hip-hop dance choreographies. So that was kind of my start into music production, basically, because I would start splicing these songs up.
Right.
And then my parents basically were like, oh, you know, this kid seems like he loves music. Maybe we should get him like this little software to start doing some productions on his own. So they got me Magix, and then they got me FL Studio, which everyone knows, right? FL. And that was kind of my start into production. And then after that, my parents enrolled me into piano classes, and that's when I studied music formally. So a lot of people don't know that, but I actually studied jazz.
Wow.
So I have that jazz background, and I was doing hip-hop beats.
Wow.
And then when I moved to Canada at the age of 16, is where I started, I want to say, producing instead of beat making. So beat making is when you just make beats, and then you send them out to artists, which is what I was doing when I was in Switzerland. I would send them out to Americans on YouTube, whoever I could find.
Wow.
And then when I came here, I started working with artists in person and producing songs for them.
Wow.
And then moving a little forward after that, you know, I want to say when I turned 20, 21 is when I kind of started finally figuring out my style also as an artist. So before I was only producing, but then I started also recording my own songs,
right.
Writing for other artists, and then I figured out kind of this blend. I felt comfortable in hip-hop, but I also felt comfortable trying other genres as well, and now this is why I'm kind of doing all of it together.
Amazing, amazing. What do you think the boost was? You know, the confidence boost to say, maybe this is meant for me, let me give it a try. Like, what do you think that was? When was that initial spark?
Yeah, good question. I don't think it's as much as a confidence boost as it is more of a, I don't care as much what other people think in a way. So it was like, I love music so much that to me, having people criticize, that would never make me not do music, right? So I mean, I can say with all honesty, when I started, the music was so terrible. It was literally the worst thing ever. And I'm sure, I mean, every artist you probably have on the show says something similar, right? It's like when you start, you kind of don't know what you're doing. Right, you're experimenting, but it was fun and I loved it. And so, you know, at the time on YouTube, I was posting all my stuff and everyone was saying like, oh, you're so terrible. You should stop. You know how mean people are on YouTube, right?
Always.
Like, go kill yourself.
Always.
Like, I had all these comments, but I was like, you know what? I'm having fun. So.
But how did you overcome that though? I feel like, you know, the minute an artist gets some backlash, it could really fuck them mentally to a point where they're like, yo, maybe they're right. True. Maybe they fuck. And then, so like, how did you even have that, you know, that confidence to say, look, all you that are commenting this, like, I don't give a shit. Like, really.
Good question.
Were you always like that?
I think actually it's because I started very young. And when you're young, I don't want to say you're naive, but you're also more confident in a way than when you're older. Like, I don't know if you listen to Kanye conversations, but he says, always let your inner child's creativity come out. Don't limit it with your adult knowledge. You know what I mean? So as a like 12, 13-year-old, I was literally just like, I don't care what anyone says, I'm just doing my thing, and I was overconfident. I also thought my stuff was so good, even though it was literally the worst. Actually, the better I get, the worse I feel my music is in a way, as in like I'm more self-critical and always trying to get better.
Right.
But when I was really young, I thought I was the shit, and it was terrible, right? So I think that confidence started there.
Amazing.
And then, you know, by the time I had less criticism is when I was actually better, so then I didn't have enough criticism to stop me.
Fucking
right?
Well said, man.
Yeah.
Well said, bro.
So I got lucky
that.
in a way. I got lucky in a way.
I respect that so much.
Yeah.
Where is this coming from? I don't have the words for what you do to me, but it hurts when all you want is jewelry.
Oh, yes. That was my first ever song on
2018.
Yeah, 2018.
March 26th.
Now it's so cool screwing me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This song isn't really based on anything. So actually, I can talk about this too, right? Most artists, or I mean, actually, I don't know, but I would say, yeah, probably most of our songs, they're kind of inspired by real life things that happen, and most of my songs are based like that. But I also have a lot of songs where I'm literally just writing, like, it's like being like a fiction writer, like a novelist, to be honest, right? And it's like, you just want to tell a story, and it can be your story, or someone else's, or something that doesn't exist. So that particular song wasn't actually based on anything, it was literally just like, yo, let me just write something. I think I love that lyric because it fit perfectly with the rhyme scheme, with everything else, right?
Well, so, listen, man, I just want to say it's actually one of my favorite songs out of your whole catalog.
No way, really?
I listened to it about 6 times, I'm not exaggerating, like literally back to back.
Wow.
As I was studying you, as I was doing my research here, potentially one of my favorite songs that came from you. So you know what?
Appreciate it.
Siri! Play Cash Flow. Screwing me.
I don't have the words for what you do to me, but it hurts when all you want is jewelry. The money-hungry life is new to me, but in the end, you've been screwing me. We all know that she's dangerous. Oh, no, no, no.
The chorus was so fucking there. It stuck to my head. I'm like,
wow.
I was thinking, I'm like, this song should have been called like Miss Materialistic Gal or something.
Yeah, yeah.
What kind of space were you in writing this song? But at this point, like you were just saying, you were just having fun.
Yeah, honestly.
You were just having
I wasn't
fun.
in any space there.
Now, before releasing the song, this was your first song in 2018 you released?
Yes, my first on Spotify. Yeah.
Right. What was that feeling like, and what did you think the reaction was going to be with your first song out there? Because, you know, speaking with a lot of artists, they always feel like the first song they're going to put out, they might even just blow up. They're going to go viral, go crazy. But like, what was your initial feeling with this?
I didn't think like I was going to blow up. For me, it was more just something new, as in, this is my first time releasing commercially, like so Spotify, Apple, etc. But the thing is, I did have experience at that point releasing online anyway. Like I'd been releasing on SoundCloud, on YouTube. Like I started dropping beats on YouTube when I was 11 or 12.
Right.
And you know, and I'm 25 now. So I'd been doing it for like 8-9 years by that time. So I didn't have those kind of expectations like I'm gonna blow up. But I was more just excited because it's my first time on Spotify.
Amazing.
So yeah, it was just hype, you know?
That's amazing. Did you already have a catalog of music though before you decided to drop your first song?
Yeah, I did, but it was really bad, so I removed most of it. I also had one of my YouTube channels be banned because I was doing remixes and I was getting copyright strikes and I didn't even realize. Like, and they notify you, but I wasn't paying attention. So I had hundreds of thousands of plays. Like, there was this Rihanna song, Where Are You Now? I did a remix. I thought it was a great remix. But anyway, my YouTube channel got like totally banned.
It got banned, eh?
And I had like, you know, over 100 like beats and stuff at that point on it.
Right.
So I did have a catalog of, as in like I was used to releasing stuff.
Right.
In that sense, yeah.
Amazing. Cashflow, what I want to ask you now is like, did you have an initial plan on how you wanted to approach your music career as an artist? Or did you just want to just jump into it, have some fun, drop some music, and just really go with the flow and see where things go? Like, how was your
good
initial
question.
thought?
So I'd say it was a kind of two-pronged approach. So the first was a plan, and that was actually to learn the business side of music as much as I could.
Wow.
So that's why we're talking about this before the podcast started, but post-graduation, actually before graduation too, I was working in the music business, so I worked in publishing, I worked at SOCA, and I worked in grants, right?
Yes, you did.
And all of that was to kind of understand the behind the scenes of how does it work to have a label deal or publishing deal. How do you collect your money once your songs are out there? Things like that. I really wanted to understand that. And then in parallel, I wanted to you know, keep dropping music, but I didn't have a plan in that it was like, okay, I'm gonna have EP number 1, people discover me, then EP number 2, I'm gonna blow up. It was never like that. It was more just like build up the catalog,
right?
Get, you know, as much music as I could out there,
right?
And then people who become fans will become fans, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm in that sense, I'm very inspired by Russ. I don't know if you listen to his interviews, but like this guy,
independent king,
insane, so smart guy. Like, and I love his strategy of just releasing as much music as you can, and each song is like an independent salesman that goes out there and tries to get new fans for you, right? You have some that aren't going to perform very well, and there are some that will perform way better than you expected. So that's why, like, if you check my catalog, I don't have any albums. I just have 50 songs, just singles, and I'm keep dropping singles for now because I think that's the best strategy, to be honest.
I think you're absolutely right, man. Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. You dropped 6 songs in 2018, ended the year off with "Hurt Me Bad."
Oh, yeah.
Written, produced by you.
Yeah, yeah.
And this song for me, it felt like I can see myself in a yacht, tropical, bonfire feelings. Did the beat come first, then the lyrics, or did the lyrics come first, then the beat?
Beat came first.
Beat came first?
But I did both at the same time. So
did you?
Yeah. So actually that's my approach for most of my songs, really, because I produce almost all of my songs. So I'm in the studio, and as I make the beat, I start like humming, you know, melodies to myself. So I had the hook came first.
Right.
I had that guitar, and I was like, na 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 na, and then I came up with that, and I was like, oh yeah. So yeah.
Chorus first or the verses? Like
for that song, it was the chorus first. Yeah.
Chorus first.
But in general, though, I want to say most of the time it's verses first.
Is it?
Yeah, or even pre-chorus.
Okay.
Yeah, usually chorus is the hardest bit for me.
Fair enough.
Because what I'll do is I'll start with something that maybe for now it's the chorus, but it never ends up being the chorus later, because I'm very self-critical and I'm always trying to do better. So whatever I come up with first that I put as a chorus placeholder, it doesn't become the chorus at the end, because I'm like, this isn't good enough to be a hook. It needs to be super catchy.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me a couple years back that one of the hardest parts throughout the process of creating music is the end.
Oh yeah.
It's time to bounce the song. It's like before pressing that button, I remember you telling me that that's the hardest part. Who do you seek for advice before you drop anything? Like, is there anybody that you like to play the music for?
It's gonna sound so arrogant, but no one. Literally, I don't show my music. No, but you know what? It's not from a place of arrogance. It's from a place of... it's just, I really want to do what I want to do. And I sometimes, I don't want to let myself be influenced. Because the problem is, too, with... most people, well, who aren't musicians, and it's not a problem, but it's just the thing is, if it's not mixed yet, they don't really always understand what it's gonna sound like when it's mixed. So if I show someone something while I'm working on it, they'll say, oh, something's wrong with the production, actually meaning the mixing, right? So basically it's like I'm not putting them in a position where they can give me feedback that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
So therefore, I just keep it to myself until it's pretty much done. And then when it's done, it's like, well, it's finished. I already paid for the mix, so I'm not gonna show it to someone else because I'm not gonna change it anymore. You know what I mean?
You got a good point there. Like, think about like always showing your music to others and receiving, you know, criticism for your music, right? Which I'm sure anyone or, you know, any artist will receive, right? There's always room for improvement in a kind of way, but you know, then it feels like you're running through, you know, filters that, you know, it's not your initial feeling of what you envisioned what your song should sound like or feel like, right?
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
I feel like there is a space there where you gotta, you know, also always look back to what you initially did and say, I'm proud of it.
Yeah. And I will add something though.
Please do.
There are times though, but I wouldn't say that's when I'm looking for feedback on changing stuff, but it's more so just I start something. And that can be a song when I'm literally just like, you know what, I don't know what to do. Let me ask some people to contribute stuff. So it's not me asking like, what do you think? But it's more like, I have a verse here and I need some melody ideas for a hook. Send me some voice clips, like whatever you can, right?
Awesome.
So that's why when you check my songs, I've written and produced all of them, but sometimes you'll see other names too, and those are people that I just hit up. I'm like, yo, like, send me some melodies, or send me some instruments, or send me something.
Awesome.
And people will send me all kinds of stuff, and then I'll go through everything, like, you know, like how Kanye works.
Yes.
I'll go through every single thing, and then I'll take this bit there, that bit there, move them around. That's kind of how it happens. Yeah.
Amazing. Throughout your creative process, what is your favorite part of when you create a song? You know, is it starting the beat, writing the beat, starting your vocals, performing? What excites you the most?
Good question.
I'm sure everything.
I would say,
oh
yeah, everything's exciting. But I would say for sure it's when things start coming together. Like there's that moment when there's a click. Like when you start making a song, right? You don't really know what's going on. You're just like, you know, like doing the drums, doing something, but you're kind of like, I don't know yet what this is gonna be. If it's gonna be something that goes in like my trash bin of beats, like millions of beats that I just like whatever, or if it's gonna become something. And so that moment when it clicks, and I'm like, okay, yes, this is gonna be, because most of my songs that I put out, I know within the first half an hour if it's gonna be a song that I'm gonna finish. So that moment when it happens, that's my favorite.
Okay.
I'd say that's my favorite, and then my second favorite is when I get the first mix back.
Do you ever revisit any quote-unquote trash songs that you feel like you're not gonna finish? You ever revisit them after a couple years?
I do. And sometimes they end up into songs, but most of the time they don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
But I do. I will be honest, actually my favorite song that I've ever made, Kerala, was a song like that. Where actually I started this like reggaeton type of beat.
Yes.
And then I was kind of like...
Would you consider like an Afrobeat?
Yeah, Afrobeat,
Okay.
reggaeton, kind of a little bit. And then I was like, I don't know about this. And I left it there, and then I came back, and then it just clicked. I was like, yes.
Okay, well listen, you just brought up a song. That's a huge song. I'm gonna sit here and congratulate you with this song. In 2019, you dropped 7 songs. One of these songs went viral. Written, produced by you.
Yeah.
Hitting right now over 100,000 listeners on Spotify, October 18th. This song was added to Spotify's India Viral 50.
Baby, take me to Kerala. You know I can't get enough, yeah. Baby girl, I miss you. Now I know where to find you.
Hit top 20. Incredible.
Thank you, man.
Incredible. Man, I don't know where to start. What was that moment like? Because that's a huge milestone in your career.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Dude, I was just, you know, kind of going about my day as usual, just chilling. I like to check my streams every day. Honestly, it's not that I'm addicted, but it's like I like to track the progress of, you know, the music.
Of course.
And this day, I just check, and I'm like, why did the streams go up so fast? This is, like, it's more than usual. And usually when this happens, I'm actually scared of having, like, bots or something, because sometimes your song can be placed in a fake playlist. That happens sometimes, and it screws up your algorithm. So I was like, oh my god, is this, like, some bots or something that I don't want? And then I see this new playlist, the India Viral 50, and I was like, yo, like, what? What is this? And then I start checking, like, on the actual playlist, and I'm just like, oh my god. So, honestly, that was an insane day. I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was just, chilling at home in the afternoon. So I tell everybody, like, yo, I'm on this playlist.
That's amazing.
And then I start, like, at this point, I actually started boosting it too, like, advertising it, like, with like, Facebook ads.
Yeah.
I wanted to get it out to everyone in Kerala, like, yo, guys, I'm on this playlist. And at this point, I started having an audience there too, right?
Wow.
So they all started sharing it. They were like, yo, our boy, you know, from Canada, he's on our playlist now, which is insane, right? So it was amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Congratulations. That's huge. That's huge.
And the thing is, we actually sustained it for like 5 weeks. It kept moving up, right? Because at the start, it entered as like number 48 or something.
It was 38?
48, sorry. 48. And then it moved up all the way to number 6. Yeah, that was the peak. So, yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
In 2020, you dropped 12 fucking songs. I think at this point, you might have just watched a RUSS interview or something. Because you dropped literally a song a month.
Yep.
Consistently a song a month. What was it about 2020 that you wanted to drop one song a month? Like, what was that? Because one of those records, Butterflies, is arguably, I don't know, your biggest record.
Oh yeah, it is.
Like right now, as we speak, we're hitting 500,000.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, tell me a little bit about that. Why is it that 2020 you went off? And why you think Butterflies is your best song right now, or arguably your biggest song?
Yeah, biggest song for sure. I mean, 2020, I think it was a period of change for like everyone, right? For me, just the fact of the pandemic, I was like, well, I'm stuck at home like a lot more than usual.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna use this time productively. Like, obviously, everyone used it differently, but for me, it was kind of a sad and weird time. But I was like, let me just try and work even harder and just go off with the music and just keep dropping stuff, because also there's an expectation, right? Like a lot of the fans at this point, off of like the success from Kerala, sorry, people were just like, oh my god, like can you keep, you know, releasing more music? So I was trying to keep riding that wave and being like, let me give you some stuff. So
there was honestly, a huge boost right after.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. So that happened. And then why was it so big? I think so many people just could relate to it. Like the amount of DMs that I still get to this day, people are like, I found this on YouTube or I found this on Instagram. This is exactly my story, you know? Thank you for saying that or whatever. That totally, I think, you know, propelled it. And that, I mean, I'm getting this too now with other songs that are maybe similar. I get these types of messages as well too, right? So people, whenever they get something that they can relate to, it super boosts the song as opposed to just like, you know, a random song, I think. Yeah.
Amazing. Well said. Yeah. Well said. By the way, written, produced.
Yeah, that one was entirely myself. Yeah.
Siri, let's play some Butterfly. Let's go.
Waste my time, so I'll say goodbye. Ooh, lately, I'm getting used to being alone and I hate it. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, baby, I never wanna date again, I'm too jaded. Ooh, yeah.
I know that you're really hands-on with writing, producing, the process from A to Z. Do you ever sit back and ask producers to send you beats? Do you ever reach out and just have jam sessions and, you know, get some friends and family together to write some music? It seems like you want to do everything yourself.
Honestly, I don't have, I mean, I have people send me beats every now and then, and if I like it, I have a policy actually. I always tell everyone who reaches out to me is like, let's collab, let's do something. I always say, send me your stuff, and if I like it, then I'm super down to like hop on it or whatever. So I have a couple of songs actually from people from Kerala, like DJs and people like that who sent me beats, and I was like, yo, this is awesome, and I did it and we did the song, right? So it happens, but I don't really reach out to people saying send me some beats, because it's more just like if someone's interested in my work as an artist and they want to send me beats, then they will, but otherwise I make music anyway. And the thing is too, my primary like music making activity isn't like I don't come into the studio being like, what song am I gonna do for myself as an artist, right? I come into the studio thinking like, I'm gonna make some beats, maybe something will be for me, but maybe something is to sell to another artist. That's kind of how I approach it, right? Because I'm still primarily a producer and ghostwriter rather than an artist, at least in my head. That's how I envision myself, right?
Wow.
So yeah, I don't often reach out to people, but like I said, sometimes though, if I need some help on something, like if I have a song, I'm missing a verse or a chorus idea, I'll definitely reach out to people and just send it, and I'm like, send me ideas, and if I like it, I'll use it, and if I don't, then yeah.
Amazing. Well said. Well said. Everyone watching, reach out to your boy.
Yeah, my DMs are open. Like, I respond to every single DM. Actually, that's another thing too. I'll just jump back into this topic. But like, the Kerala Butterfly's success and how I think I built a loyal fan base, I respond to every single DM. And sometimes it takes me like a long time, but I will go and always check, you know, the one, and I just respond to everything.
Good. Yeah. I'm happy to hear that. I'm really happy to hear that. You're really engaging with anyone that listens to your music. That's very, very important.
Exactly, because I think if anyone's kind enough to message me and say, I love your music, like, I think it's lame, like, the artists who are like, yeah, I'm too good to, like, talk to my fans. I think that's kind of weird. So, you know, to me, anyone who messages me, I will message them back and thank them.
Amazing. Yeah. You're never too good. 2021. You started the year off with a breakup song, Ugly Side.
Oh, yeah.
I felt, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that 2021 seemed like it was filled with kind of darker melodies, kind of music throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
You know, you have from Damaged Goods, Problem, to, you know, I believe ending off the year with Maybe Life's More Comfortable If I Just Died.
Yeah.
What was it about 2021 that, you know, put you in this direction to put out kind of darker songs?
Yeah, good question, man. Honestly, bro, 2021 was probably my worst year ever. A lot of, you know, things I had to deal with, deaths in my family too, actually, which that's what inspired that last song. My grandfather passed away, actually, and I had to go to France to bury him, so that was really tough. My hard drive as well broke. I lost all my music, so anything that I had before that date was all gone. Like, everything new that you're hearing from this year is new stuff. So yeah, since September 2021.
Fuck.
So that, and you know, just general life stress and things like that. So it was definitely, it was inspiring in a way, because for sure it inspired like those dark kind of songs, but it was hard, man.
Yeah.
And by
sorry
the
to
end
hear
of,
that. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. But by the end of 2021, you know, I said like 2022 has to be a year of rebuilding. And I'll share in this podcast, because I share this on social media too, but I started going to therapy actually. Good. That was awesome, man. It was like one of the best decisions I've made. And I can't say I took it by myself. I was like, you know, strongly encouraged to do it, and I'm glad that I was encouraged.
Amazing.
But you know, things are much better now for sure. But it was hard. It was a tough year. Yeah. So I think like most people lived 2020 like that.
Yes.
Because pandemic and stuff.
Yes.
I wasn't that shocked by shocked. I wasn't like that affected by it at the start. But definitely 2021 is when, for me, was my pandemic year, personally.
Right,
yeah.
right.
So that was tough.
I appreciate you sharing that. And, you know, anyone that is listening, going through things in life, seek help, right?
Yeah.
Don't ever feel ashamed, you know, to get out there and seek help. Really, really important. Mental health does exist. It is within every single one of us. So please seek help. Thank you very much for sharing that, man.
Of course, bro.
I really, really appreciate that.
Thank you for asking.
2022, you bounced back, though.
Yes.
And it's exactly what you said. I felt upbeat, funk fun, good vibes. Where do you find your influence with these melodies? You don't want us to forget about how the melody goes or the flows of it. Like, it sticks to my head. So where do you get that influence from, man?
Appreciate it, man.
That's crazy.
I think that my melody game is mostly from being a musician. So like knowing, you know, like the chords and the harmonies. I love having harmonies in my
harmony is
too.
crazy.
So I think, I don't want to say that I take a technical approach to writing, but kind of in a way that I'm very much like, I don't like crafting them at random. I like to kind of think, okay, if we have this chord progression, then that note should sound good, followed by this one or whatever. And I try combinations and things like that. And then of course I need to find the words that go with it afterwards, right? Amazing. But I would start with the melody actually.
Wow.
Because I'm more the type, and there are different schools of thoughts on this, but I'm the type, I will always sacrifice a lyric to have a good melody. Right? So that's why sometimes, like you asked me about the Screw in Me song, I have lyrics that don't always make a lot of sense. That's the Max Martin school of thought. Max Martin is one of the best songwriters in pop music. He did like every big Ariana Grande, Britney Spears, Katy Perry song. Yeah, so I love his catalog and his music, and I listen to all his interviews, and he's pretty much my inspiration as a songwriter.
Love it, love it. When you win an award, what would you want to win? What award?
Producer of the Year.
Producer of the Year. Okay.
That would be, for me, the biggest and best accomplishment, because that's how I started. And that's still my favorite thing to do. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. All these hit records. I don't see a music video from Cashflow.
Yeah, true.
Why? And when can we expect one?
Good question, man. Honestly, I don't have an excuse at this point, other than you, like everyone else who does music, you know how expensive music is to do. And unfortunately, a lot of the time I also look at return on investment. I'm kind of like, if I make a music video, I'm hoping to get some kind of return from it. And most of my peers that I know who are really talented musicians who make music videos, I don't see that type of return. So then I'm kind of like, maybe that gets me waiting a little bit more. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. Though I will say, I have no excuse, because Butterflies, it definitely warranted to make a video, and I didn't, and now it's a little late. So,
I don't think it's ever too late.
But I will say too, though, is that I didn't see that one coming. Usually, I can kind of see coming when I have a song I think is gonna do relatively well. This one, I was like, this is just a song like anything else, and it went crazy, and I was like, what the hell? So, yeah.
Oh, yo, it's fire.
Even Kerala too, actually, I didn't know would do well, right?
Well, even when it got that viral spin. You should have jumped on the music video too. Yeah. And I feel like it's never too late though.
Yeah.
I feel like us, you know, we now day and age, like we need to see visuals.
That's true.
We really do.
That's very true.
But you at least do, I respect you at least do like lyric videos.
Yeah.
Animation.
Yep. Actually, that was my thing at the start of this year. I was like, you know, I don't have lyric videos, but let me try to have something that people can look at that's not just like the artwork and title type thing.
But you are a perfectionist. I can tell so much by you, because I know that A, you don't put out music just to put out music, and B, I know that you wouldn't just opt out for a shitty music video just to put a music video out. I know that.
Yeah, that's
and I know
the
that
thing.
when you put it out, it has to be something that you are like completely happy with.
Exactly.
For your fan base.
Yeah. That's exactly.
You know, I just want to end off by asking you, you know, us fans here, because I'm a fan of yours. You know, what can we expect from you coming up right now, end of the year, and just anything for us to look forward to coming up?
Totally, man. So actually I can announce it here. My next song is called Option. It's coming out with a Toronto artist called 8 Flame.
8 Flame. Shout out to 8 Flame. What's up?
I don't remember the release date. I think it's October 7th. I don't remember. It's in October though.
That's my birthday.
Song.
October 8th.
Oh, no way. Okay, amazing.
So, can we get like a little clip to give him?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah?
100%.
Okay, there you go.
That'll be coming out, and then I have another song. I don't know exactly which one yet, but at least one more coming out this year. Probably 2. Yeah, and then more productions and stuff like that as well.
Hopefully 2.
Yeah.
Hopefully 2.
Yes.
All right, man. Listen, Beyond the Views podcast, episode 40, Cash Flow Cito. You know what time it is. I appreciate you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all. You appreciate me. We appreciate each other. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Shout out to 5 Piece. Thank you very much for your studio. Love it. Hey, you know what time it is. Let's go.
So much music coming out and I'm getting started. So much music coming out.
This is the verse.
Me and if we shut it down, don't care about the public. And I'm quick to end the beat, but I never start.
Woo! Put that back, put that back, put that back.